Welcome to New Jump City, everybody, where we recap the week in American and Japanese sequential art. I am your host, Christian, the unbiased king. And joining me through StreamYards, it is the man, the myth, the legend, the tank top sage, and not a tank top. It is Joshua. Gangsta Time Cole.
It's called Partner, but it should be called Gangsta Time.
What up, Chris? It's good, everybody listening.
Hey. Also joining us, it is the man, the myth, the legend, the other man, the other myth, the other legend, our producer, Edgelord Big News, Brian.
なんというビッグニュース
What's up, nerds?
Ho, ho, ho. We're back after another week off of Jump. But we're back. Very excited to get into the show. How are you guys doing?
Chilling like a villain.
Very good.
Yeah.
Excited to be here.
Me too, man. It's been a while. How is your One Piece journey? I imagine you're caught up by now. You're back into it.
Oh, you are absolutely right. I am 100% caught up a few days ago. Is bittersweet even the word? Yeah, it is. That's the word. It was bittersweet.
Yeah.
I hated it. When I hit the flashback, I wasn't like, ooh, what's the flashback? I was like,
I'm close.
I already know all of this. Yo, let me tell you guys. You ask me anything about whatever happened prior to fucking Dressrosa, distant memory, right? I mean, I can remember Fishman Island. I can remember, obviously the Shibodi to Amazon to Impel down to the, I remember all of that. Nigga, ask me about Alabasta. Skypiea? Yeah, right. You asked me about anybody's name from back then, and I might as well have not actually spent the last few months reading it.
I got a question.
Deadass. I thought about that shit as soon as I caught up. I thought about, damn, Chris is gonna get me for everything before like 30 chapters ago.
Okay. Who's Mock Vice?
Go ahead. Do your worst.
Who's Mock Vice?
Huh?
Mock Vice.
He's definitely a Navy man.
Nope.
He's not? I thought he was a...
Shit.
Hmm?
Could you
I thought he was a
Could you
vice
tell me
admiral.
what arc he's from, please?
Dressrosa.
Oh, I know who he is.
No, the fuck you don't, Brian.
Yeah,
No,
I do.
don't, all right.
I picked Dressrosa because you said
Not even
anything-
Chris knows. He made this nigga up.
No,
You
I
guys
didn't.
are
No,
both
he's
fucking
real. He's real
right
He's
now.
real.
I remember
He's
him.
the guy. All right. He's. Wait, say it one more time.
Mock
What?
Vice.
Mock Vice. He has.
I picked someone from Dressrosa.
I want to answer it.
You did say.
He definitely was one of the contestants, right? Definitely one of the contestants.
He's technically one of the contestants, yes.
Mock Vice. There was a dude. Oh, but not Cavendish. Oh, there's another fucking person. Not the long leg guy. Fuck, there was somebody. Oh, the nigga with the arms, with the
Hold on.
that can like pat like.
I think I
like
may have
the
misled you.
Gun
He-
arms.
I may have misled
Huh?
you. He's not in. I don't think he's in the tournament, actually.
Yeah, I don't think he was in the tournament.
He was brought up during the tournament, and that's why I thought he was going to be in it.
I don't know, bro. You got me, man.
Okay, answer. I want to answer.
Okay, Brian, answer.
He has a devil fruit that's very similar to one of the Baroque work agents in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
He has the ability to I guess
double
make himself heavier or something like that.
Yeah.
He's a Don Quixote pirate, right?
Oh yeah, I don't. You know
the
what's
one-
funny? I don't even have a fucking face. to
He's the one who
name.
fought Hajrudin.
I thought you fought Frankie.
No, he fought Hajrudin. Senor Pink fought Frankie.
No, but it was like one of those situations
Frankie
where
fought him too.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Frankie fought like 3 of them at the same time or some
Right.
shit.
Okay, I'm talking about like the guy who he had his one-on-one with was Hajrudin.
Ah.
Hydrogen lost.
No, Hydrogen won.
Then why did Frankie help?
No,
Well, Frankie was causing a distraction so that they could get into the toy factory.
Yeah, he eventually ran into Hydrogen and fought him.
Which, honestly, one of Frankie's hardest moments. He pulled up solo for a solo distraction against like several enemies by himself. Fire Frankie moment.
Frankie's the man.
I'm so annoyed that I know for a fact that you guys aren't making this up.
Okay, how about this one? This
Don't
one is
devastate
more
it, bro.
recent. You should know this one. It was more recent. Izo. Do you know who Izo is?
That's the Whitebeard crew.
Yeah, there you go.
member.
See?
The one. Yeah. That was easy. Now get a little more niche. Come on.
All right.
I can handle another
Yeah.
Don Quixote pirate level. I guess.
Trying to think. I'm trying to remember this guy's name, but damn, I don't know why I'm blanking on him, but I know who I want to ask you about.
Wait. I think I got one. Let me just confirm the name.
I don't want to do this for the Kaido crew.
That's too easy. It's all right. If it comes to mind, it comes to mind. I don't know if I have anything else to say about One Piece. I mean, other than as far as things recently going, the flashback is set up really well.
I found it. Sorry.
It makes a lot of sense why he told this whole story.
Who's Hold'em?
That's easy. That's the nigga from. He was in Wano. Hold'em had the lion belly.
Yeah. See, I'm just trying to help you out.
That's
here.
actually the strongest member of the Kaido crew, technically speaking.
That's crazy.
If you count swag.
Okay, who's Speed?
Be right back.
The Flash.
No,
He is Speed.
he is Speed, but
Or is that what Sonic's does? They're not in One Piece.
they
though.
are
Not
Speed,
yet,
but they're
anyway.
not One Piece characters. Who's Speed?
Yeah. Give me a hint.
They're in Wano. They play a significant role during Onigashima.
The giraffe. The horse. No, that's Horse Selena. Yeah, that is Speed,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Yeah. Damn, that was a critical hint.
You got it.
But thanks.
All right, here's my last one, and then I'll do my little recap as well. Who's Bao Huang?
The old guy.
Nope.
On the Don Quixote crew.
Nope.
Yeah. The old kung
You're thinking
fu
about
guy.
Lao Ji.
Fuck.
G.
Fuck.
I'm back.
G. How do you do it? G.
Yeah, you're right. How could I have forgotten that? Say this Bao Huang?
Bao Huang. Lao Ji has one of my favorite gags in the entire series where he literally dies.
Died and came back.
Yeah.
Bao Huang.
This one I couldn't even get.
You guys still aren't on my level.
All right. I don't want to hint. But if I get this hint right, you guys say yes.
Okay.
They're from Cold Cake.
No.
Big Mom's crew.
No.
All right. Fuck. Go ahead. Who is
They're
it?
also in Wano.
I don't know. Bao Huang.
Bao Huang. Bao Huang. Do you want to know?
Yeah.
Bao Huang was the character who was on Kaido's crew and was in charge of the communications. They had the little paper on their face.
How the fuck are we supposed to know that?
Because Usopp took them out.
GG. Can I think of anything for you?
Yeah.
Bring
it on. Looks like you got a little stronger, Josh, but you're not quite on my level just yet. Looks like you got to read One Piece a third time.
I might. Shit. I don't really have nothing that I wish. I feel like there's times I think about it and I need to start writing these shits down. Like, so I can just be like, you know what? I thought about this the other day. I know a good one. It's right. I know a good one.
Well,
no, never mind. I'm sorry to waste your time.
It's okay. Alrighty. So with that, I think we're going to shift over to my tier list. For those who don't know, I've been reading every single series in Jump currently to find, and I've been ranking them. I believe Oder was canceled this week. I didn't get to read the newest chapter.
Oh, damn.
But I believe Oder has passed away.
It is time to exile it from the list.
Unfortunately, yes. It is technically out of Jump and can no longer be part of the list. Let me double check and make sure.
That is pretty sad, though. You said Oda was cool, right?
I liked Oder. I feel like it had so much potential. But, it just like...
And then they started hyper shonen.
Yeah, I feel like...
Shonenizing it, right?
Yeah, I feel like it just like... Yeah, it's gone. There's no next week new chapter thing. So let me see for sure. And the whole thing was been building up. Like at the end, he started like becoming friends with the main villain, and they teamed up to take on the real villain.
Yeah, the good stuff. But maybe in a few years from now, not like in the first few months of the series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad. I think this is the second series this mangaka had canceled, which is not fun. But Horikoshi was also canceled like a handful of times before he found My Hero Academia. So I think this guy's gonna find his way. But I liked Oter. I think this guy's a genuinely very talented artist. But yeah, if I were to rank it now, it would kind of stay in this middle C tier. But it's been good, and unfortunately, it's gotta go. I'm gonna leave it down here. I'll get rid of it next week. I have read
in the ace tier.
I have read 40 chapters of Me and Roboko, and I am pretty solid on where I stand on it. Okay, so I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. I'll tell you that. It has made me laugh a couple times. I think it's a very...
Way more. So you enjoyed it way more than a little bit?
Yeah. Well, I don't know about way more than a little bit. But it has made me laugh. It has had me entertained. I've sent these guys a couple of screenshots of the little gags I enjoyed. It really is very Jump centric in terms of his they make jokes about current Jump series, which is fun. They mentioned Ayakashi Triangle 7 times. Which was a series that was
I don't
running.
even know what that is.
At some point, it got canceled, but there was a series called Ayakashi Triangle that was running at the same time as, I guess, the first 40 chapters of Roboko. And they keep bringing it up. But there's a chapter where they go to Jump headquarters and they meet Oda. And Oda's hockey is literally so strong. He walks into the building like Shanks that one time where he walks on Whitebeard's ship and everybody starts passing away. But yeah, Roboco's very fun. I am going to place it in the C tier, but in the bottom. It's more than I thought I would. I honestly thought it was going to be the D tier. But yeah, it made me laugh. I don't know if it's ever gonna surpass the C tier. It's gotta actually be ragingly funny in order to make it past there. But it is surprisingly.
It's not better than Elusive.
It's not better than Elusive. I feel like that's.
You hate that series.
I don't
though.
hate Elusive. I don't hate Elusive. I just find it.
I feel like you do. Out of all the
He hates it.
things that's running, you
Ganran
talk the
Egg
most shit
literally
about
ranks
Elusive.
below it.
That's just you trying to
You hate
throw off
Ganran Egg
suspicion.
too.
I don't hate Ganran. I don't
Yeah,
hate any
that
of
too.
these series.
He does hate Ganran.
Whichever one sounds better for the narrative.
The F rank is where I would put a series I hated. But, I think like my feelings about Elusive Samurai are that it's just kind of mid at this point. I have read 40
Is
chapters.
there a series that you actually hate?
No. I have read it.
Like that exists in the world?
No, I don't know if I've ever like hated
Have you ever read a
I've
series
read.
and felt offended like that it even exists?
No, I'm sure.
Not knowing of things that exist, just reading it yourself. Like it was.
No,
just like,
I don't think
wow.
I've ever felt that way about a series I've read. Even if I didn't like the series very much, I've never like hated it. So I'm currently reading Ruri Dragon. I've read a little bit of it already. Like, it's been like on and off due to hiatuses from the author. I don't know if they're just like generally sick or whatever. I enjoyed Ruri Dragon a lot reading it. I'm trying to catch up to it because it only has like 40 some odd chapters out. And I'm pretty much 40 chapters caught up on almost everything here except that has 40 chapters available. I think there's a series here that are a lot younger than that. So yeah, I'm reading Ruby Drag right now. Whether it goes lower or higher in the tier, we'll see. I think my prediction is that it'll stay kind of where it is because I remember really liking Ruby Dragon. This is tough between Ichi the Witch and Shinobi Undercover. I feel like they're both kind of occupying the same space. I think Ichi the Witch has really grown on me a little bit. So I'm gonna keep these guys where they are because I still have 20 chapters of Shinobi Undercover to read before I'm caught up. Blue Box is in a really good place right now. I'm enjoying it. I wonder if it's like kind of in its final-ish arc-ish, kind of sorta. But we'll see. I'm enjoying Blue Box. Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo has the potential to move up to A and probably surpass Ultimate Exorcist Kyoshi.
But not right now.
Maybe not right this
Is that
very
your
second.
opinion? Right
But-
now, Ultimate Exorcist Kyoshi is better than
You ever
Jujutsu
see
Kaisen
that like when you capture a Pokemon and the Pokeball is just like moving?
Mm-hmm.
That's where Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo is in terms of moving up. And honestly, same for Kagurabachi. I could see it. It's in that stage of cuckoo, cuckoo to move up to S rank.
Yeah.
So it's cooking both of these.
I
series.
definitely agree with the former. A little less on the latter, but I guess we could save that for
Yeah.
when we actually talk about
we'll
the
see.
series.
Someone Hurts is still very fun. I think it's a cute little series. I think it's fine to still top out my C rank. I haven't read a whole lot of New Ways Exorcist. It's one of the older series on here, so I've only read 40 chapters of it so far. It's like 200 and something in, so I'm way behind.
Damn.
Same thing for Elusive Samurai. I've only read 40 chapters of each. This is a very fun manga. Hero and Demon Lord Call It Quits. I think it's very fun. It's like a cute little story. It's like slice of lifey, but it's fun. I enjoy it. Magician Next Door hasn't like really moved up for me. I like the art a lot, and the premise is very fun. But I'm waiting for the story to like really get started. It's still in that opening chapter mode where you're getting introduced to the world, and there's like little villain of the weeks that they're going through. Harukaze Mound may get canceled before I really have like, I could definitely see it going away, unfortunately.
And could you hover over which one that is?
Harukaze Mound is the baseball series.
Oh,
Which is a shame. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, the art is incredible. I mean, it is actually very good. I'm kind of surprised, but it is very it is very standard shonen sports series. So, you know, I think that's what's like. It's not like there's nothing like super duper unique outside of its art. But you know, who knows? Maybe it'll save itself. Right now, it's still at the bottom. Oh man, even in its final chapter, Oda got last place. That's mean. I feel like that's just mean. People really hated it. I don't
like in the
understand
rankings.
Yeah. Goner on Egg has not been doing amazing either. It's been slowly dipping. And you know, they just like
How have you been feeling about it?
It's good.
Lately?
It's fine. It's just like, you know, it has the same problem that Harukaze Mound has, honestly.
And what's that?
It's just like kind of very standard shonen. I like the art style a lot. I've mentioned it before how like it has a very old school shonen manga artist vibe to it, like very Yu Yu Hakusho type stuff. But the story's like not bad. It's just like very, you've seen this kind of before. Yeah, Witch Watch is in its final arc, kind of. But yeah, everything kind of stays where it is except for Oda, who is out now that it's canceled, and I don't think I moved anything up except for Robocall going to the C rank.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you did not talk at all about Witch Watch.
Witch Watch is
That
good.
is a series you used to be pretty high on.
I like no, I don't think I was ever particularly high on Witch Watch. It's like kind of bottoming my C tier. But
Well, now it is. I think it started like high C.
no, but yeah, I think maybe it was icy. It made its way down. I don't know. I think it just doesn't resonate.
I don't know if it was ever B.
I know, but I just think it's like one of those series that just doesn't resonate with me in the same way other series have.
Yeah, you have to be Japanese, right, to really like the series.
Maybe
Is that
maybe
a quote
not.
you used?
I didn't say that exactly. I just said there's like cultural references that maybe that go over my head sometimes. I think the art is very good, and the actual like when the story is happening, it's very fun, and like the action's cool. But I don't know. Outside of that, it's just like kind of mid. I don't know. It's not me. I don't know if there's like a whole ton of big Witch Watch fans out there, but I'm sorry. It just doesn't it doesn't talk to me, you know. But yeah, this is my tier list right now. It hasn't moved too much. You know what's crazy? It's come to my mind to maybe even bring Ultimate Exorcist Kiyoshi down to the top of my B rank.
Very interesting. Oh, now we got some real movement.
I don't know if I've just cooled on the series where I still think it's very good and very fun, but I feel like its opening like few arcs are very good, and I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this particular arc or where the story is going right now, but I don't think it goes below like top B rank at all. So maybe it's just a lull in my head right now. Maybe I just switched
A rank
places.
is pretty strong. Like to have it over like Jujutsu Kaisen, I mean Modulo for me is like more of a circumstance because as much even though it's in name it's Jujutsu Kaisen and built off of its predecessor, it's still a new series. So it's like all right,
Yeah.
You're giving it space
Mm-hmm.
to grow and move. But I was still surprised by this being like ranked so high. And then but I think like my little brother had mentioned this series, so I was like, oh, maybe there's some traction here. But
I think there's traction. I think it's still a good series and like above average for sure. I think maybe it's just like waffling. It's just kind of
on the same tier as Akane Banashi.
that's what that's what I'm like starting to put in perspective as I go forward and I'm continuing to read these series is like cementing where a lot of these series are.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm not going to make any changes this week, but by next week, it may be just a swap of places between Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo and Ultimate and Exorcist Kiyoshi. So look out for that. Look out for that.
You know what series is actually pretty good that recently got taken out the vault?
What?
Kingdom. Kingdom has actually been pretty good.
Oh, I've heard.
Like a really good game
Yeah,
for
that's
me.
like a old. It's like going still. It's like forever chapters. I think. How long is it?
Damn.
Yeah.
It's
Like
actually pretty
Detective
sick
Conan?
from what I've read.
Yeah. Kingdom is. How long is this series? Kingdom's long. Kingdom's a long series, man. It's 858 chapters at this point. Holy shit.
Wow.
It's 75 volumes. Jeez Louise. Yeah. I've been thinking about reading it. I just am reading everything else right now. So maybe when I catch up to everything, I'll have more bandwidth to read other things.
And I'll wait on you guys to read it and talk about it so I could form an opinion then,
Okay.
instead of reading it myself.
Yeah. I got you, bro.
Thanks.
I got you. But all right. Are you guys ready to get the show proper started?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. One Piece. This is One Piece chapter 1171, Ragnir. Last we left off, Harold was going nuts and destroying everything. Loki had to go find the treasure of Elbaf in order to use it to slay his father, and he found it. Not only did he find the fruit, he found the his hammer that he currently uses in present day, known as Ragnir, that is actually secretly a strange squirrel thing, and that has chosen him.
Kudu.
That has chosen him to have the devil fruit and allow him to eat it. And so he showed up and he beat the shit out of his dad and ended up killing him using Ragnir.
Vanquished him.
Yeah, literally, like, it was crazy. And now we're picking up where that last chapter left off, where everything has settled down now that Harold has been defeated. We open with Scopper talking about how he had a terrible vision, plain as day, of Harold venturing forth from this castle and laying waste to the world until it was nothing but ruins. And I'm like, was that his observation hockey, perhaps? But probably not. I don't know. He did see into the future, technically. That's why he probably showed up here. But anyway, he starts talking about how, like, it's hard to imagine with the way his wounds healed themselves, that there was actually a way to stop him. So, Ja Rule talks about how it chills him to his spine to think what might have happened had Loki not been here. And Shanks is like having some memories of Harold introducing himself to Shanks, and with his dad being like, "Oh, speak your desire, and whatever it is, you shall have it. You've been so deprived, my poor son. Those miserable peons are not people. Forget what happened in the lower world." And Shanks is like gripping the arm with his Covenant tattoo on it, and he's just fucking angry. And Scopper's trying to calm him down. He gives him a hug. He's like, "That's your bad habit. Don't you dare regret your birth." And he's yelling,
"Don't you dare."
Yeah, he's like, "Why did Harold have to die? He was too pure-hearted to deserve that. If only I..." He's like, "It's not your fault. You still have a role to play, Shanks. I guarantee it. Everyone's life has meaning, but you have to keep a level head." And we cut over to Loki, fresh off of killing his dad. Just crying and being like, "This is what he gets for loving his country. It's a cruel joke." And we cut back to Marie-Joie, where Emu is yelling at her bum-ass employees about how, it's like, "We had a fucking great opportunity just now to get an ancient giant, We had an ancient giant, and not only that, he would have had like a great power and an immortal body, and you say he was killed? By whom? What is an Elbaf?" And
Yeah, he was tight.
what the hell happened, guys?
Genuine, like,
this must be the 12th times I put you guys in charge of something, and it went like to shit immediately. Yeah, the five elders are like, we shall have this investigated. Harold's abyss still remains in Elbaf, and he's like, no, it'll only mean the death of more knights. And she says, performing.
It's like, yo, relax.
I'm not trying to lose more knights. There's clearly something there that can kill them, so let's not do that. And he says, performing the covenant inflicts a cost upon Mu as well. So every time Mu uses this power, it seems to be like taking a chunk out of them. He's like, we actually had a guy who was going to who chose to debase himself to connect his country to the other lands and peoples. His tribe are warriors. He's one of a kind, and we'll never see another guy like this again. You know, he was a king of Elbaf.
You sound like
what?
I was gonna say, you just sound like somebody that's a fan of a team that made it to the Super Bowl. And
That's literally what he said.
Never gonna have this opportunity.
Yeah, for real. He's just like, we'll never be back here again. You know, he's like, he was a king that Elbaf should never have had. History does not lie. Our kinds are incompatible. Never forget that Elbaf is D. What does that mean?
Oh, can't wait to rack y'all minds about that.
So it's not even just a name only. You know what I mean? It's just something. It's crazy. All right, so we cut back to Elbaf as Loki has linked up with Shanks and Scopper and Ja Rule, and he tells Ja Rule that he's going out to sea, and he's taking all the surviving guards with them. And he's like, "What about Harold?" And he's like, "You know I can't tell them. Listen closely. Don't speak a word of what happened here to anybody." And Ja Rule's like, "You know they're just gonna fucking blame you for it, right?" And he's like, "Who? And how's that any different from usual? You know, do you really see a future where I become king and carry on my old man's ideals? But there are other ways I can live up to him." And he says, I'll take the powers I have and go avenge my dad and his soldiers. So I guess Loki fucks off.
He's ready to go to war.
Yeah. And that's pretty sick, to be honest. And there, you know, Ja Rule's just yelling at him not to go because the world government is a colossal organization. And so Loki explains that he sailed right off the island. And he tells Hajrudin that we're back in present time, by the way. The flashback's over.
Yeah.
Hajrudin is he's talking to Hajrudin. He's like, I'm sure that
you're in the transition of the panel.
Yeah.
By the way, now we need to get another page.
Yeah, we're just back.
Or ...
Yeah.
Barely.
And Loki is talking, you know, so he's been telling this entire story. He's like, I'm sure. He said, I'm sure I sailed right off the island. And he's like, I'm sure that you've heard by the time you return home, Hajrudin, that I've been fully transformed into Loki the Father Slayer. I certainly did enough to convince them I was capable. But however, I am not so far gone that I'd celebrate killing my own dad. I just didn't want everything to be undone because of what happened in the end. Or do you still think I should have told the country everything? And Hajrudin is just like, But Scopper's like, it's all true, Hajrudin. Do you get it now? I didn't want to have to dredge this all up. I understand what... And Hajrudin is like, I now understand why Ja Rule argued for your clemency and continue to protect you. So he's like, and ever since then, the government's has been Elbaf's enemy. How did they manipulate him like that? So, you know, Scopper is like, you know, I could explain more if you want. And Hajrudin is like, that won't be necessary for now, Mr. Ya. I don't need a
That's
reason.
enough.
I don't need a reason to protect my homeland. And Hajrudin unchains Loki, which is pretty cool. And he tells Loki to fight with him for Elbaf's sake. And Luffy's like, yeah! It's pretty cool. I mean, it feels like forever since I've seen Luffy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's been a while.
Holy shit.
I think it was, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, he's like, yeah, now you could fight. And then, right on cue, they get their wish. One of the nightmare things pops up. The Dragor comes up and lands in the underworld. And it is humongous. Loki is the biggest giant that's on, in the area. And this thing dwarfs it. So that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Damn. Drognir.
What is that? Is that a Draugr? But those aren't real. And Loki's like, sounds like the perfect warm up. You go ahead. I can fly up. What is this devil fruit power? Allows him to fly.
It lets him do literally everything.
Yeah. And then I also have this power, and then this power. So yeah, everybody goes on ahead. The new giant pirates go on ahead with Chopper and Sanji. So yeah, the rest of the giant pirates apologize for thinking that Loki's a murderer. He's like, we're sorry, we thought you totally killed your dad, but we're only sorry for this one thing. All your other crimes still count. So yeah, Loki's hyped because he can move again. Scopper and Sanji go away, to aid in the battle. And Luffy stays behind, and Loki's like, what are you still doing here? And Luffy's like, I want to see how you fight. And I'm like, me too, Luffy. So yeah, Loki takes a big leap. He leaps towards the Dragger, and he loads up Ragnir and just slams it into it. However, instead of lightning this time, ice encapsulates the Dragger and freezes it whole. And Luffy's like, what? And that is where the chapter ends. Holy moly, Josh. What did you think about One Piece chapter 1171?
RGC.
Hey, Brian.
I wish it could be my RGC.
Aww.
I'll give a little bit more context to why it's mine. It's
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
Okay, where to begin? Well, I'll tell you guys the first thing that came to my mind that I wanted to talk to you guys about. If you go to page 12, I believe that's page 12. You'll see Loki yelling at his brother Harjuden about how he's not really a father killer, et cetera, et cetera. But there's a panel at the bottom that shows Luffy's face. Right? Are you guys looking at it?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, that's the face of somebody that just found out that all of his heroes are actually just gooners. That's what it looks like. And
he just heard the story.
All of that. Yeah. Yeah. And I can say for a fact, there's a lot of memes, but I just finished reading the entire backstory again, and it's so cool because I caught up to it the week we came out of the flashbacks. I'm fresh off of the goonery. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was a whole cataclysm because goonery got in the way of global conquest. You know what I'm saying? A lot of futures got rerouted and fates twisted
because of
the undenying force, right, of Goon. So I just appreciate Oda for that because he's with the times. He knows what it is.
Yeah,
he knows what it is. Okay, so also, did Loki cast Blizzaga?
Yeah,
or right?
Or
is it perhaps that he is the child of a frost giant as well?
Well, frost giants haven't been introduced.
Because his mother had an icy heart.
Well, maybe it has.
If he uses another element, then it's over.
Well, he could be the Avatar.
It could be either, obviously this is just like an element of Ragnir, or that the thing with Loki's eyes is like indicative of a special ability that he may have intrinsically that's separate from his devil fruit and separate from Ragnir. I don't know about Frost Giant, but because they haven't been
Like he have a Keke Genkai.
A Genkai, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Shinobi Undercover has introduced like Kekkei Genkai type stuff. So,
Mm,
um, but yeah,
sick.
yeah. So yeah, it could be a Kekkei Genkai in One Piece.
Yeah. Yeah, this was the RGC for me again. Probably more so for the timing, but I really they've been showing Emu a lot lately. And it's funny because I thought about how like, all right, this is Emu. Like this is like I'm sure we're gonna see their face fully at some point, but I think this is who they are, and they have a cloak over them or something like that. I don't think we're like Oda's being that we, you know what I'm saying, weird about like, you know, not showing us who it is. I don't think it really matters how they. I think it's just we'll see exactly how their face looks if they have something like that in the first place. But yeah, Emu was sick, and we learned that they're harmed by the knights being hurt as well.
Yeah,
Or I guess like dying straight up.
they're at least affected by
I
it.
think that's really important to pay attention to. Right. There was something I showed in the group chat like a few days ago. I just want to bring it up again here. There was a moment when Harold had clarity after Loki was, you know, violated his shit, you know, after eating the fruit. And you could tell the mark was like, it was messed up. Like he had a huge gaping like wound, like where the covenant mark was. But as it started to regenerate, he was losing his like will, like, you know, his own will. So that's gotta be important too. I mean, if that affected someone like Harold, it's got to be a special weakness for the you know, for the elders or the other golden.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what's the holy
Oh, yeah.
knights? So I think that's going to be relevant,
Yeah, definitely.
without a doubt. We cracked a lot of jokes about Shanks and his arm being taken away by the fish. I don't think he did it on purpose.
No,
I know it was phrased that he made a sacrifice. I don't think he like, but I had to believe that it was also like less of a. It was like, all right, well, at least I don't have to worry about this being a thing. Who knows? Maybe
Yeah,
he'll
no, I
talk
think
about
he
that, or
views
maybe
it.
he did something to nullify it.
I think he views it as a sacrifice in retrospect. You know, it's more of a like, well, you know, I'll consider it a sacrifice for the greater good because I basically saved the guy who's gonna save all of us. So
You know what else? I like you could argue that like he had a lot of like at that point he was an emperor, right? When
well,
Luffy
no,
was a kid, and
he
was on the
likely
island.
wasn't an
No, not
emperor
yet.
at the time. He became an emperor after that. I think like right after he headed to the Grand Line and started doing crazy shit.
Oh,
I don't think he was an
left
emperor quite
Windmill
yet
Village.
because that would have
Wow.
been maybe like 10 years before the story truly got started in present day. So
Really, that was 10 years prior.
I think so, something like that, because Luffy would have been
Jeez.
like 7. He left the island when he was 17. Yeah, and Ace was like 10, so I think he was 7 when Shanks saved him.
So he became. Oh, you know what? Okay, so that makes a lot. All right, so that actually leads to what I was going to say anyway, which is that maybe that's what led him to make more moves and become an emperor.
Oh yeah,
knowing he didn't have that burden, right? So
yeah, probably.
I think for sure that's going to be a thing.
Well, he did mention that like when he was going to leave that one time, he wasn't going to come back to the East Blue. So I think no matter what, he had already intended to do some stuff and like make his way into being an emperor and stuff. But yeah.
I don't have that much more to say. I'm really curious about your thoughts. It was just a great chapter, and we got some nice intrigue about Elbaf being D. I guess it's just a safe haven for the Davy clan. Then again, the Joey Boy was supposed to be a giant, right?
No. Well,
That's a theory.
it's possible because the straw hat that Emu has is huge. So
Enjoy Boy is an Elbaf tail. Though
No.
the Buccaneers had a tail of him too.
yeah, I think it's a
But
universal
aren't
thing.
Buccaneers just giants as well? Mixed with
No.
humans?
They're smaller. They're definitely not giants.
Yeah, okay. I thought there's like a mixed.
I would say
race.
they're
I
like
thought
kind
that
of
was,
like
what was being implied.
I think it's like they have like lineage with giants, but they're not exactly.
Yeah, they have giant blood.
They're kind of like,
they're kind of just a mix.
Yeah, I would say they're like kind of Hagrid from Harry Potter, where he's like a half giant. So he's like a lot bigger than everybody else, but he's not exactly a giant.
Yeah, what they lack in like the actual physical height. I mean, in the height, they probably make up for in like
The
all
actual
of that
power.
layered durability. Yeah. That's all I really got to say. Brian, what are your thoughts on this chapter?
I really we're learning a lot more about Shanks in like very subtle ways. And I don't know, seeing him as somebody who like I don't know, seeing that little detail, it kind of felt very like father-sonny kind of moment between Scopper and Shanks. And it's clear that this kind of feeling has happened before while they were on the ship, like probably while he was growing up with the Roger Pirates. And it just, I don't know, seeing Shanks, like he's just such a kind person. Like, you know what I mean? Like you cannot convince me that he's gonna be like an enemy to the Straw Hats at some point. Like it's so strange where he fits into all of this. But seeing him have like this kind of human moment, knowing who he is now, is very, I don't know, it felt very, very nice to see Shanks kind of be human. But also like Loki throwing his cloak over Harold's body was just so that shit hurt.
Oh yeah, I
to
didn't
kind
even
of
catch
look.
that really.
It really is such a tragedy.
One Piece is so good at writing tragedies. Like Oda is so good at kind of creating myth and having like these kind of, I don't know, ancient mythological tragedy kind of like feelings to his backstories and stuff, like with Odin and with like I'm sure Roger's flashback is going to be fucking insane. But man, he knows how to make you feel for somebody and then have them have their entire life be completely shit on. But I'm curious as to why we're not going to learn more about what Loki did when he left Elbaf. But I have a theory.
Ooh, it's theory time.
I have a theory that Loki's devil fruit has something to do with the freezing of the Galila.
Oh.
And that's why Rox needed the devil fruit so that he can thaw them out. Because it might be a similar thing as with Boa Hancock's devil fruit, where like only the person using the devil fruit can deactivate the petrification. So I'm thinking maybe this devil fruit has something to do with the freezing of the Galila for some reason.
It's possible. I mean, they do have freezing powers.
Because they did get mentioned again during this arc, right? Like, I'm not tripping. They brought them up again recently, right? Yeah.
Not this chapter, but I think they definitely have brought up.
Like not this chapter,
They did
but
a
this
couple
arc.
chapters
Is what I
ago.
meant.
Yeah, they did a bunch of times. They
brought them up in the. They brought them up in the
flashback.
in the library too, right?
I don't think they called them by their name though. Like we first learned about the Galila from Rox himself.
He confirms that's what that was in Punk Hazard, because he said like someone claims that there's a, I don't think it was Rox that said it. It was like the leader. I think it was this dude with the sword in his head that said like there's a rumor that they're frozen somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in captivity. And that's literally what we saw like out in Punk Hazard.
So
But
I
yeah, Rock should know about it though, right?
this is bringing up a theory within me now.
Okay.
So I don't think Loki joins the Straw Hats here. But what I do think happens is that he sets out to sea with the new giant pirates, and they go to find the Galila.
That would be sick.
And then
I could also see Loki just being with the crew and the other new giants going to do that.
But I think their specific mission is to go find the Galila giants and bring them to the battle.
That would be sick.
I mean, the Galila giants are the ones who have to build Pluton, no? Isn't that the whole thing?
I think they did.
I don't even know what they're going to do with Pluton because it feels like there's like 3 Plutons or some shit right now.
Well, Pluton exists already. There's a built Pluton in Wano. And Frankie burnt the blueprints, and there is a means to essentially recreate them using Robin. And however they plan on, whether it's a poneglyph or something that actually tells you how to build it or what. But yeah, that is the vibe. There were 3 methods to get the Pluton. Blackbeard's probably gonna get it because Caribou's probably gonna tell him that the Pluton's in Wano.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. I mean, it's gotta happen.
Mm-hmm.
And Rox didn't have any real connection with any samurai.
Yeah, you know,
so it's not like
I think it lines up perfectly because that means every major force has an ancient weapon on their side, you know? Like Blackbeard would probably get Pluton. The government probably already has Uranus.
not mine.
Not mine. Uranus, not my anus. And the Straw Hat side, for lack of a better term, has Shirahoshi and Neptune, or Poseidon, rather. So, balance of power, I guess.
Right. Wow. Poor Wano. They just they just got over some bullshit.
Yeah. That's probably
Maybe
why
they pull up like discreetly.
Honestly, that's probably why it's gonna be like easy for Blackbeard to get them, because right now they're just recovering, you know, from their several decade-long travesty that's been going on in their lives, where half the population is still starved, probably just getting their shit together.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
The Akazaya 9 and Kaido Jr. ain't enough.
It's not enough. No, it's not enough. But yeah, Brian, were those all your thoughts?
Yeah, that's it.
I'll do my thoughts really quick. I do agree with Brian. There's like a really cool like father-son moment with Scopper, but I think like it's more the village that raised them. I think they all considered Shanks to be their son in a sense. It makes me think about what they think about Buggy after all these years and his ascent into emperorhood. It also makes me think, where did they fucking find that kid? Because they had Shanks longer, and then somehow they ended up with Buggy. So I'm very curious as if we're ever gonna get a Buggy flashback.
I'm sure
they were on Roger's crew, right? We gotta have a. Do you think there needs to be a Roger's crew story? It doesn't have to be an expansive.
I think we do have to go.
Something, right?
I think we do. We will see Roger's life,
probably in Laugh Tale.
Yeah.
Right. I think when that would be the time.
Yeah, because even though Roger, is not as at the moment, not as revolutionary or complex as we thought he was in his youth, there's definitely like a lot more to dig into. It's of my opinion that God Valley really like changed Roger and made him more serious. But yeah, I mean, there's too much there with Roger to really like to just leave it at that. You know what I mean? But I really am just curious of how they would react to Buggy. If Buggy were to ascend to Elbaf, what would Scopper say to him? It'd be like, look at you. You fucking made it. Did I ever tell you guys my like big boy Buggy theory?
What is it?
No.
I think I mentioned it to you guys before, but I'll say it on the pod. Is that I think that the big secret and that secret civilization that used to exist were clowns, like Buggy. And Buggy is the last of that race.
He might be cooking, Your Honor.
Why clowns?
I don't know.
Why do you say that?
Because clowns bring joy.
What if Joy
Buggy
Boy
is the real ancestor of Joy Boy.
What if Joy? Yeah,
His nose is just like that. For
Blackbeard,
real, right?
son
Like,
of
it's real.
yeah, Blackbeard, son of Rocks, Buggy, son of Joy Boy, or distant descendant of Joy Boy.
Wasn't Joy Boy a Davy, or am I tripping?
Joy Boy was a Davy, it seems.
And you seen the
that
way he was
means-
moving the people?
That means
I think
Buggy
it just
would have to be a Davy.
I think it would just make sense in a way of in a comedic way of Buggy failing upward and finding the ultimate pinnacle of him being some kind of prophecy child.
You have talked about this before, but this sounds so real, and like there's an actual point to make. The craziest anchor to this theory, in my opinion, is him saying that it's his nose is really like that, which was a gag from so much earlier in the series. But there's no way they made a point of making that gag again in the live action, which is like, it's funny, but it's not that funny to me. It's more of like a key thing, like you better have that detail.
Yeah,
You know,
I just think I think Oda is really going for something and having Buggy fail upward to an absurd degree, and him going.
Bro, I'll take it further. I'll take it further because like you're right. He keeps failing upwards, but he's like, it's almost like he's actually the child of fate, right?
Yeah.
Because like even though he keeps getting in over his head, he finds a way to like rise and take advantage of situations. And on top of that, he always gets people to follow him one way or another.
Yeah,
Even Crocodile and this dude are low key following his will, you know, because they just were aimless.
well, I'm
sure Crocodile always had plans, but
I think it comes to a point where like Mihawk and Crocodile, they're not going to be the ones that Cross Guild is loyal to. That, you know, if they want to control their army, they have to have Buggy around, and even though they fucking hate it, they are kind of at his whim at this point. But yeah, that's my big Buggy theory. If I could digress for a second. But yeah, that's what like came up to me, and seeing, you know, Loki finally be free and do his like cool ice move. It still makes me very curious. One Piece is unfortunately off next week. Which is like, come on, Oda.
corny.
Come on, Oda. You had a couple weeks off at this point. You need more?
The Draugr wasn't enough, bro.
It wasn't enough, bro. I need more. I need more One Piece right now. But yeah, I'm excited to see what comes next. I really enjoyed this chapter. It's not my RGC exactly, but man, very good chapter though. But that's all I gotta say. You guys ready to move on?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I hope he turns his sword into some guns.
Sakamoto Days. And with that, I'm gonna pass this one over to Josh.
Thank you. Sakamoto Days. Chapter number 244. Commercial break. Yeah, this is a funny little chapter. So last week where we had left off, Akao,
Yep.
that's her name,
Yep.
right? Was fighting against X himself because she finally realized that her big sister isn't actually manifesting herself inside of this man, and he's a clear psychopath. So to atone for her sins and believe in this person's delusions, she decided to risk herself in a one-on-one fight. So that's what's happening right now. They're squarely in combat, and while this is going down, there's two things happening of importance. There's a whole ass wedding, right? Like legit. Remember the wedding cake from the chapter before?
Yep.
There's a reason. There's a reason, right? I like that. I like that continuity. So that's going on, and we know that because X and Akal just busted through the wall like a Mortal Kombat stage, literally. Actually, they had that in Street Fighter too. Matter of fact, but anyway, I digress. So the other thing that's happening is this weirdo is recording the whole thing, and he's just having the time of his life. He's saying, I've waited so many years for this, delivering a raw, ultra intense documentary directly to the audience. Nobody this nigga would love like reality TV in real life.
Yeah.
This nigga would definitely love Zeus. He's like, this is the ultimate cinematic experience, like a Clockwork Orange, but just reality TV. Yeah.
Clockwork Orange.
Yes. And Mice of Men.
Yes. I've never seen Mice of Men.
Thanks for the confirmation.
I've never seen of Mice of Men.
Thanks for the confirmation, Film Major. So,
I've never seen it. I've never seen Mice of Men. I don't know if it's a cinematic.
But he knows it's valid. He knows it's a valid.
I know it
movie.
more as the novel.
He knows on paper.
I know it more as the novel. I know it's been adapted a couple times, but I don't think it's really known for.
I didn't even know that, bro.
I don't think it's known for its movie versions. I think it's still more famous of a book than it is a movie.
So read a more. Don't fuck with the movie.
It's a
Christian
literary
astronaut.
masterpiece, probably. I don't know. I haven't read it either.
I'll take your word for it, bro.
I can't read. I can't read things that don't have pictures. Why would I do that?
Yeah, none of us do here at New Gem City. I guess, we all share that.
Brian's the only one who
Right.
reads real books.
Yeah, I do be reading real books.
It's about yokai. So, I mean, technically, it's like manga adjacent.
I finished that book a while ago.
What are you reading
See,
now?
so he's not even reading, bro. He's not even reading anymore.
No, but I am reading a new book now. That's how
You're
books
fucking
work.
up the agenda right now, bro.
That's usually how books work. You like finish one and
Brian,
then go to another
you're
book.
supposed to let us
No,
slander you.
nigga, stay ignorant and just read comics. That's what you're supposed to do.
Stay ignorant.
Yeah, bro. Read Shonen.
Shonen Jump.
Gone Ron Egg. Anyway, back to fucking Sakamoto Days. X is wilding out on Akao. I mean, she's obviously like overmatched here. Like while this weirdo's recording them, this guy takes a samurai strike position while he's clinging to the fucking wall, mind you. Very epic. And launches towards her and doesn't slash her, thankfully, but mushes her in the fucking face down into the ground. And she says, this guy is going to crush my eyeballs. So in desperation, she bites his finger off. It definitely hurt him. I mean, it's gone.
He's like, ow.
Yeah, he looks at it and he's like, ugh.
He looks at it more like, what the fuck?
Oh, man. And she actually still had the finger in her mouth and she spits it out.
Yeah.
The muttering starts to intensify from X because he's in Takamura mode.
Yeah, he's in Takamura mode.
Yeah, that's dude's name.
Oh, God damn it, this money doesn't on my finger. God damn it, son of a bitch. God damn it.
Right.
So fucking shit. Fuck.
Yeah. And he's about to hit her with an Omni Slash, I guess. And then she notices that the wedding couple was right behind her.
Just standing there
Now,
this whole time.
Yeah, just watching this happen didn't go
The
looked
pews are
for,
empty. Everybody else left.
maybe they thought it was just a movie scene or something because there was this director guy recording them.
Yeah.
But I would have got the fuck out of there. But yeah, so she tries to push him out the way, and she gets punished dearly for that. Not as bad as you would have thought. I mean, I thought she would have got cut in half, but luckily she's just slashed really mortally instead of instantly dead. People are watching this because he's recording this live, and they're like, "Oh, he slashed her big time. Hang in there." Come on. Come on, guys.
Come on.
She's like, "Oh, I'm in so much pain, and I'm also scared because this thing is fucking crazy." She's like, "But I can't give up, not to the end." She tries to slash at him, and he parries the sword away. He's staring down at her, and I guess right before he's able to kill her, Akao looks up and notices a chandelier is about to fall on both of them. So she grabs X's foot so he can't get away, and that shit smashes down on him. The candles from the chandelier start to like make a fire, and Akao is even more injured, but unfortunately X just gets up amongst the flames looking very badass, if I might say so myself. As she says, in the face of an enemy this astronomically powerful, she's helpless. Oh, that's the director dude saying that. He continues to say this is incredible. This tragic story will conclude with Akira Akao's exquisite death. So he's not going to help her.
No.
I made a prediction that he might assist and turn heel or something for the good guys, but nope.
No.
He's going to be an asshole to the very end. And he's like, "Now, Akira, in your final scene, what will you leave us with?" And she's like, you. And he's about to slash her, hopefully for good in his mind. He gets yanked back by Sakamoto.
By the hair,
And
dude.
Sakamoto says, yeah, by his hair. And he says, "We meet again," as he clicks a pen and stabs him several times in the chest. X spits out blood. The director's like, "Sakamoto, oh shit." As the director's upset and he feels that Sakamoto ruined the scene, but then Sakamoto walks right up to the camera and scribbles something on the screen, something in Japanese and what looks like numbers. And he's like, "Even after messing up an enemy, it still writes exceptionally." That was cool. I see what he did there. A killer ballpoint. Oh, exceptionally killer. Nah, this nigga was going.
He's
crazy.
spitting.
Yeah, he was
I'm not
going
even talking
crazy.
about Sakamoto. The translation department, they did their thing. But let me finish. He's like, "A killer ballpoint pen now available at your neighborhood Sakamoto store for 290 yen." And as the director dude is like, "How dare you interrupt my movie with product placement?" And that's the end of the chapter.
That's almost $2,
Right.
by the way.
Oh, that's not for a pen. I guess it's not.
I've seen pens go for like $40, like really expensive, fancy ones.
Damn, really? That's some like fucking American Psycho shit.
Yeah. I have this special
See this pen here? Look at that.
Look, it writes just as good as a regular pen, but I paid more for it, so.
Like, Chris, let's see your pen.
I got plenty of pens here.
Yes, I watched American Psycho recently. Oh, wait, did you ever see that movie?
I haven't seen American Psycho.
Yo, that shit is hilarious, bro.
No, my girl's a big fan of that movie. It's like great satire. So Brian, what are your thoughts of Sakamoto Days?
This chapter was alright. The action is good. The scenery is cool. Like the the marriage fight scene or whatever. Sakamoto pulling him back by his hair was probably one of the like nastiest things in shonen that I've seen, to be honest. Like,
You just were like, get over here.
like you've seen in like some like shonen manga when like there's like a hero's entrance to save a life, they'll like jump in and grab the arm as he's swinging, or he'll like, or the person will like stand between the person that's about to get hit and like catch the blade. But this dude just shows up and yanks his head back, which kind of is, it makes the villain, it makes the hero look so kind of, I don't know, embarrassing to see. But in this panel, it also kind of shows that X is full of shit when he goes into these personas. Because look at his eyes when Sakamoto pulls his hair. He doesn't have the same expression that Takamura had. He's X in this moment. So
You know what it reminds me of?
what?
You ever like pet like a cat or a dog like up on their head, at the
Yeah,
top?
yeah.
And you know
pull
when
it
you're
back.
going back, their eyes get like wider. That's like what happened. That's what it made me think about. What is Coco?
You're just gonna do it to her right now. Demonstration.
If she allows me to pick her up, I'm gonna. Yeah, let me see.
We should be so lucky.
Anyway, continue.
But it's funny that Sakamoto uses the camera as a moment to kind of advertise his new growing business. Because this is like his future plan. He wants to sell this shit. So aside from that, I don't have much else to say. This was a fun chapter.
Yeah, the end of this chapter really made it for me. I just love how Sakamoto pulled up. It's like, I don't respect any of you. I am Sakamoto. I remember like at the peak of this series, I was fucking flambeing you guys. And I'm back now. I'm back and I'm fat and I'm just gonna like pull your hair and just be like, yeah, hey, that's enough.
So yeah, I know what I did to that robot, right?
Yeah.
He told you about the elevator incident.
Yeah, between the subway cars. And yeah, cameraman, I'm gonna write on your lens. This shouldn't even be possible. It's not even possible to write on a lens like this, I think, even if you have a really good pen. But I just like that. I think it's very cool. I like how X is just in the background getting up like, oh. Yeah, this was a sick chapter. I'm excited to see, continuing onward with this battle. I feel like the final battle of this series is delivering in a fun way. So I'm excited to see what's next. Josh, what did you think?
It's crazy that I didn't actually think about this like the final, like one of the final battles. No, as the final battle. I thought maybe this was like a step towards that, but this is literally Sakamoto versus X. I mean, maybe we'll see what happens with some of the other fighters. I feel like somebody got left behind, or we still don't know the resolution of the Nagumo and the guy with the
Oki.
spear that had the Oki.
Yeah, there are a couple battles still happening. I don't think this is gonna be like we're gonna get this battle and that'll be it. I feel like we're gonna catch up with Nagumo and the others.
Yeah, we have to.
Shin is still fighting Guitar Guy.
Yeah. Oh shit. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot all about that. Yeah, that fight's going on. Yeah, we got to see what's up with that. I don't got that much more to say. Fun
Hell
chapter.
yeah.
I'm glad Sakamoto's here though.
All right. Well, y'all ready to move on then?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Bow, bow, bow.
Kagurabachi. And that, I'm going to pass this one also to Josh.
It's me again. Hello.
Hello.
Kagurabachi. chapter number 108, N10 versus Magatsumi. So last week, Samura was down bad, but right before he could be done up for sure, Chihiro came and let this guy Akamura,
Yeah,
right?
Nakamura.
The sword, the sword, the Shinichi sword master, let him know that actually my power was designed to counter you. Yeah.
Mhm.
So we got a lot of other conjecture about not conjecture. Akimura was talking a little bit more about his ideals, and we actually learned that he didn't lose in the fight against the five swordsmen, that he simply just stopped and or ran out of juice. Maybe they didn't win because they beat him in a fight, that's for sure.
Mhm.
So ultimately Chihiro is probably the only one that could pull it off. So starting this week, they're getting right into the action. Akamura tells him in the beginning, he is like, "You're my sister's son. If possible, I'd prefer not to kill you." As Chihiro tells him, "I have to stop you. Fighting is my only option." It is what it is, and they get into action. This is a heavily action-packed chapter, by the way. Akamura tells Chihiro not to attempt the impossible. He said, "You aren't fully healed, are you?" He knows. He knows his health is uncritical. As we cut to stop, did you want to say something?
No. No.
All right.
I'll save
We
it
know
for later.
that as we cut to Samura laying down, trying his very best to, push the remainder of his healing factor onto Chihiro, but we already know the conundrum with that their life force is being sapped just by Akimura being around them with his sword drawn. It's a real nuisance. So the healing he's trying his best to heal Chihiro, but it's just essentially neutralized against Akimura's passive. Anyway, so we get some more glazing of the Shinichi, talking about how it's a different class from the other enchanted blades. Right. I mean, someone like Samura or the Cloud Gouger user was never going to be able to stand up to like a sword like this alone. So Samura says that he's making a wager, and that's the N10's ability can dispel the Magatsumi's life draining power because the N10 was forged to counter the malediction. It is the only sword capable of taking on the Magatsumi, which we already established already. In an arena dominated by the Shinichi, he is the only one who dances freely. Pretty fucking cool. He's like, as Shihiro says, "It's time to fulfill my mission." They start going crazy. Chihiro is approaching from. It just has an omnidirectional approach from everywhere: northwest, south, northwest, north, south, east, west,
Northwest, south, north, south, north, southeast, south, north.
Many different degrees of angles and all of that. I couldn't tell you all of them. You'd have to just see it for yourself. But unfortunately, Akamura is parrying every single strike. As Chihiro thinks to himself, even after facing Samura at his best, the Swordmaster is completely unscathed, and his reaction speed is completely off the charts. Akamura seems to notice one of Chihiro's goldfish, which is how he's been transferring around to like slash him in the first place, and makes a read that Chihiro's going to appear there. As he tries to land a dragonfly move on him, Chihiro quickly responds with an Akka, which a little refresher. Akka is the ability that is both like offensive, it's both defensive and offensive because it can absorb like the force of an ability and then like use it himself to both attack the enemy and also learn about it, like, and how to counter it. Very cool ability. But The problem is that he still, the slash was so strong that he, still took some damage out of it. Like his Aka wasn't enough to fully absorb the brunt of that hit. So he can't just keep doing that. He's gonna lose eventually. Specifically with Dragonfly. Anyway, Chihiro starts to say that he's at his limit. He can't, like, that last Suzaku put him at his limit, and if he takes another blow like that, it's over. He starts talking a lot about how Akamura slashes, that it's not like a projectile type of situation where he sends a slash at you. He cuts space itself, kind of like Sukuna.
Yeah.
From Jujutsu
world
Kaisen,
slash.
if you know the series.
I think I've heard of it.
You've heard of it?
I've heard of it.
Yeah. So its slashes are impossible to evade because he slashes space himself. He can probably slash through infinity. It even took down Samura. That was when he obliterated that building. That was the slash, I think. Akamura then goes on the offensive and unleashes a butterfly. I don't know exactly what that does, but Chihiro's explaining more about how deadly his slash is. But Chihiro could basically see it. He's like, when the attack is about to strike, when the air whispers, Chihiro's eyes are able to perceive it. The blade's pathway is revealed, and Chihiro is able to successfully parry his attack and go right for Akamura's head, and actually slash his cheek a bit. Nice move, Chihiro. And it was at this point Samura confirmed it, and I believe also Akamura says that Chihiro and the Enten are a real threat. Then, in what is my favorite part of the entire chapter, Akamura is like, "Oh, pardon me, I see." So it appears you are also a samurai. My bad. Let me treat you like the big boy you are and show you something real quick. He reverse parries him. Or very similar to if you played Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Link has a move where he can like slow down time and dodge a move. But when you fight against Ganon in the final battle, he can also slow down time and react to your slowdown. It's pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And that's basically what Akamura did. He Ganondorfed this nigga Chihiro, super parried his move, looks at him with the most grimy, dirtiest face you've seen since the Dirty Deku arc, and then continues to slash at Chihiro's Enten blade and break it in half.
That was a surprise, man.
Yes, breaks the enchanted blade that Chihiro and his father worked on when he was a young boy, as we see flashbacks in his mind go through it. Akamura then puts his hand on the left side of his chest and says, "The heart's on the left, right?" And then thrusts the Makatsumi blade straight through what I'm assuming is his heart. And that is the end of the chapter. Brian, what are your thoughts?
Okay. So, I don't know if you guys remember me saying this, but this must have been a long time ago. I said that I think Chihiro is going to make his own sword.
I don't remember that, but I believe you.
I remember that.
And I think that it's that time. I was like, oh shit, no way it's actually happening.
Was Brian right?
When I saw this, I was like, oh shit. But it makes sense, right? It makes sense for Chihiro to have to make his own sword. because he's kind of becoming his own man essentially in this moment. Like, right, like for the enchanted blades to kind of truly kind of, I guess, change, because like when Chihiro's dad made them, he made them to kind of destroy the other ones. So in its inherently, it's still kind of flawed in a way, because it's still being thought of as a weapon to destroy still, even though its intentions are pure. But Chihiro wants to use it to protect. That's what, like, even in the beginning of this fight, he's like, I'll show you that, you know, these swords are used to protect people. But Enten is not used to protect people. It's used to destroy other weapons. So Chihiro and Enten still didn't really align with each other in a way. So in order for Chihiro to truly be able to defeat the Magatsumi, he has to have a sword that matches his intent. And the sword that he's going to make now is going to be one that's used to protect. You know what I mean? One that actually, you know, does what he wants, does what his will wants him to do. So that aside, this was the coldest fucking shit I've ever seen a villain do. This shit was so fucking cold. He was essentially playing with Chihiro this entire time. But then the moment that Chihiro had, like, the moment that Chihiro even the slightest bit of like competence, that he felt like, oh shit, this kid might actually be something, he's like, all right, this is done. And it was done like immediately, which is so fucking, I don't know, man. This guy is such a good villain so far. Everything he's done in this series so far has been so worth the hype that they built him up for. But yeah, that is my RGC.
Oh,
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
God damn, man. I don't know how Chihiro's going to get out of this alive. I'm sure Samura is going to be involved in it to some capacity, probably a sacrificial play.
shut up, Brian. Don't even say that. You son of a bitch. Why would you say that?
Just putting it out there.
The hell? Sacrificial? He doesn't need to die.
I think he dead. I think this guy's dead as hell. It's over. It's over for him now. Only one of these two could get out of here alive.
That's not true. That's not true. That's simply not true.
That's just a cope. But people with agendas.
I am coping very hard right now.
That is just a cope by people with agendas.
But at the same time, Akamura has to disappear at this point as well. Because if Akamura gets free, then everybody else dies. So whatever's about to happen after this is going to be convenient for everybody on all ends.
Hopefully for me.
But damn, what a fucking chapter. Chris, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, this was also my RGC.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
You know, one thing I was like, I didn't even know the Enten could be broken so easily. You know what I mean? It's just like, well, damn, I thought this sword was special. And it is to a degree, but oh my God, they really broke it like that. It was crazy. But yeah, I think this was my RGC just because the action was great. The suspense was awesome here. Just the idea of, you know, Akamura being like an uncle who's playing video games with his nephew, and as soon as like the nephew gets a leg up, he's like, let me show you something real quick.
Let me use my main. Let me show you the level. Matter of fact, let me use one of my pockets and show you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm about to rock your world with Pikachu right now. It's not even gonna be easy, you know. But yeah, I mean, the art was great. I love this little moment where like Chihiro's literally having flashbacks to having made the N10, because it is the last memento of his dad, you know, like,
Yeah.
and it was something he made with him, you know, like this is a special item, you know what I mean? On more, even more so than the other blades. But yeah, man, this is pretty nuts. So there's two ways this could play out, and you know, obviously Kagurabachi's writer is, you know, he knows what he's gonna do, and it's gonna probably, it could even, you know, exceed these expectations, or but it's either, you know, Samura lives to heal Chihiro's wound, or Samura dies healing Chihiro's wound, because he's not going to be healing. He's not going to be healing himself. He's going to be putting all the energy into healing Chihiro. I think Akamura here purposefully missed his heart, actually, because he was making sure he didn't hit the heart. He was just like probably the other side of the chest. But man, yeah. And it could be possible that Akamura just leaves here and he's like, hey, heal him or something. And then
Imagine.
And Samura maybe lives. Oh my God.
Or maybe he's like, you're going to die, but heal him.
Yeah.
You know, so he doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
imagine.
it's fine. It's whatever. My first L. Fuck. Fucking shit.
We'll see. Maybe.
Maybe I hit a buzzer beater at the end there.
Yeah, the sword masters could pull up.
You know what? I'm gonna say
They can't win against him.
I'm gonna stick to my guns, because Samura needs to be around to teach his daughter the white purity style before he dies, for real. You know what I mean? Like really teach it to her. Be like, yeah, I gotta show you the final form.
How do you think her and Chihiro are gonna develop a relationship?
Yeah.
Romance. Through practicing the EA purity style, bro.
Yeah,
They don't need Samura there for that.
I have a chance. As long as Samura takes breath, I still have a shot. But yeah, this was a great chapter overall. I'm very excited to see how it all plays out. For a second, I thought Chihiro actually did like a shadow clone jutsu type thing with the fish, because there was a bunch of fish surrounding Akamura, and then there was like a ton of him. But it was probably that he was just moving a whole ton faster. It makes sense. But yeah, those are all my thoughts, really. I thought this was a fantastic chapter. Any other rebuttals before? Oh, Josh, what did you think?
Yeah, I don't have too much to say. Other than I think obviously Chihiro lives past this, right? But it mattered. It mattered that he was able to parry the butterfly move. And what Samura saw, like that was real hope, you know, and it's just a matter of Chihiro just being a better swordsman and probably having obviously he's gonna have to rebuild his sword, and there's no way it's gonna be exactly the same. He's got to have some type of upgrade with it, right? I mean, this is a shonen manga, for God's sake. It's got to have something, you know? So, yeah, that's that. I don't know what's going to happen next, but this was really well done. It probably would have got the RGC for me if like One Piece didn't perfectly line up with me finishing, like, you know, catching up at the end of the backstory, you know, it was just, it is what it is.
All right. Well, hell yeah. We ready to move on, boys?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Then let's go.
Holy shit.
Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo. This is Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo, chapter 18, One Who is Capable. Last we left off, we got to see Maru's curse technique in full swing. The ability to, I guess, just like shift people's centers of gravity and like, you know, just overall disorient people and move them around in weird ways, floating them and making their centers of gravity like whatever he wants. And And as Tsurugi was losing this battle, he managed to summon Rika and fuse with her to create a Tsurugi Rika hybrid. And now we're picking up where that left off as Surika is out here just fighting Maru. And Maru's actually like kind of worried because she's beating the shit out of him a little bit. So, you know, they start to fight a little bit, and you know, Maru's going like, holy shit, this guy's kicking my ass. And Surika is like,
What's going on?
Surika is like, I'm sorry, Maru, but I'm gonna win no matter what it takes. And then plants start growing out of nowhere, and I guess this is also part of Maru's curse technique, where he just creates this woodland background, and he's like, you don't have to apologize. I feel the same way, and that is the last time we see Maru and Tsurugi in this chapter. We cut back to Maharaga versus Dabura. And
The good stuff.
no, yeah, that's the good stuff. He's like Dabura is looking up at Maharaga like his demeanor changed, and he impales him with a bunch of light things again. But
I don't
Maharaga,
like the way this nigga's looking at me.
yeah,
He's looking real confident.
look at him. He's
He's looking like he thinks he's gonna win this fight.
Maharaga's up there like, ooh.
I am divine.
Yeah. So Dabura tries to impale him with light again, but Maharaga just flexes out of it, showing off his muscles. And he just speed blitzes Dabura.
Yeah.
The light powers are not working on Maharaga, and you know, Maharaga starts to beat the shit out of Dabura, honestly, and so much so that Dabura's like, holy shit, am I about to lose right now?
What?
Do I really not have a way to fight back? And he's getting beat so bad, he flashes back to a time where he was hanging out with Dora, and Dora's asking, was like, should you try to be friendlier with the Diskunte? And Dabura, as a young man, is like, am I that unpleasant to be around? He's like, no, I mean, you know, I appreciate it, but you're the only, no offense, but you're the only one who's a worthy opponent. It's like, it must be hard to be isolated among your own people, especially considering your sister's position. And we cut back to the present as Dabura is just sitting among a pile of rubble, just thinking about, this is incredible, Dora. I think I might lose. I'm in pain and I'm afraid. And we cut back to that flashback as Dabura is explaining to Dora that I barely have to try it all and I could beat all of them. It's like when people are jealous of me or won't accept me, it makes my heart ache. It makes me sad that I'm a warrior and I'm strong, but I don't want to fight. And Dora laughs and he's like, no, you got it all wrong. It's not that you don't want to fight. It's that you've never been in a real fight before. You're so strong, you never actually become a warrior. You don't know what it is to really fight. But someday somebody so strong will appear that you think you're going to lose, and then you'll understand. And speaking of which, Maharaga knees this fucking guy in the chest and sends him flying through several buildings. And Dabura is just, as he's getting pummeled, thinking, he's like, I see, fighting because you want to and not fighting because you don't want to. Neither of those are actually fighting. You know? But fighting because you have to, that's a true fight. And in that moment, he actually blocks Maharaga's fight and or punch. And he's like, someone who is capable of that is a warrior. And he says, I'm sorry, I'll fight for real now. And we get the narrator chiming in and being, Dabura's curse techniques are blank and light. However, Dabura's physical body could not withstand the acceleration of light, so he was never able to move with the speed of light himself. As he's doing this, he seems to be bulking up in a real way, and he's thinking to himself, if my curse techniques are ineffective against him, there's only one thing to do: beat him with my bare hands. And he says, I'll push my body's strength and speed to their absolute limits. Dura, I will become a warrior. And the chapter ends with the narrator coming in and saying, "Beyond the limits of mankind, Dabura Karaba rips across the battlefield at sublight speed." Ooh, boy. That is where the chapter leaves off. Josh, what did you think about Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo chapter 18?
Yeah, it's I'm very intrigued,
Oh, yeah.
especially with the Maharaga fight, obviously. I don't think it's clear and obvious who's going to survive this fight.
Yeah.
You know, you could say Dabura for the sake of the plot, and that also because like Maharaga has been used so many times. We understand his gimmick. He kind of is like a less of like a final boss character and more of like a hurdle you have to jump over to be taken that much more seriously.
Mhm.
That's what Maharaga really represents in Jujutsu Kaisen. So Dabura is going to beat him. It's just about how is it going to be convincing enough to us. Him just making himself stronger and actually pushing past his limits because he's never had before. That's fine. I can buy that. You know, that he's just deciding to be stronger or something like that. This is going to force him to think outside the box and maybe figure out something about his abilities he didn't know before. That's cool.
I mean, it kind of happened to Gojo as well.
Yeah. During the
With,
fight. Yeah.
Yeah, during Toji.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that too. I was thinking about even against like Maharaga because he got pushed to his limits in that fight. But yeah. But is it true that Maharaga can't adapt to physical ability? Is it only
I think that makes
cursed
sense.
energy?
It really is just like cursed techniques that he adapts to.
Well, no, he adapts to any and all phenomena is the phrasing. So
Never mind that.
So he just has to overwhelm Maharaga with something before
you
he
theoretically
able- that's-
can.
that's
You,
the get.
you
Yeah.
can kill Maharaga. Gojo did it right before he died. So, you know,
Sukuna beat him
yeah,
while he was
and
in
Sukuna beat him as well.
Itadori's body. Yeah.
So, you know, there are ways to do it. And I guess beating him to death is one of those ways. Just straight up hands. Adapt to these hands.
Yeah. I don't have much more to say. I mean, this kid, Maru. I mean, I'm interested in the whole plant situation. His ability is that he can kind of do anything, right? Like, isn't his just ability creation or something like that? Do you
Not
remember?
necessarily. As far as we've seen it, he's only been able to like jostle people around but I guess, I feel like the Diskunte all have like two techniques for the most part. Like Dabra has two,
Yeah.
and Maru seems to have two. So it's interesting what this application of this technique is.
Yeah, this could be foreshadowing that maybe this has linked to like his eye power or something like that, or it's like he's been using his eye power and now he's like using his like innate ability. But yeah, Dabra, I guess that's why. Yeah, like they said with Dabra having two abilities, that's probably what this is foreshadowing. Because even I think Maharaga is going to start adapting to him beating him up. So he's gonna have to bust out the classified information.
Yeah.
Those are my thoughts.
Sick. I thought this was a good chapter as well. I really enjoyed the fights. I don't really have much to say. I think that I like Dabra's little flashback here and more insight into his character. I think it makes sense that, his problem is that like he's never actually known what it is to fight. And thus when he's challenged for the first time in his life, he's severely overwhelmed. So, I think it's all well written and cool, and
Yeah.
I'm here for the fucking fight, bro. I'm excited to see how it turns out. Anytime Maharaga appears on screen, it is peak Jujutsu Kaisen. So
It's lit.
yeah. Never mind that I think Maharaga himself is like 0-3 in like major battles. He's lost
Yeah.
every single one.
Yeah.
And his ass beat.
But
Oh,
still,
and 3?
yeah. When
He lost Itadori
mm-hmm.
/ Sukuna.
Yeah.
Then he lost to Gojo.
Yes.
And then that's it.
There was
right?
another one. Oh no, so I guess he's 0-2, and this if he loses here, he'll be 0-3.
Yeah.
Though to be fair, if he loses, he's only lost to the 3 strongest people of all time.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
Yeah.
it's just unfortunate
That's why we
that he keeps
respect
getting the
Chuck.
record.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I have much to say about this chapter that you guys haven't already said. I had a great time reading it. I'm excited for next week. Shall we move on to the next?
Yeah.
Then let's go.
We're not getting this story out there. We need a plan.
Dandadan. And I will be taking over Dandadan this week. This is Dandadan chapter 224. My power has been stolen. So last week we were off, so we didn't get to talk about Dandadan's last week chapter, where I guess these aren't vampires, but they're people. There's like villains who have shown up and have fought the Lord of the Flies girl and the Ombudsman girl. The Red Baron came back, and he became a problem. And he is currently going up to Yukishiro, I think her name is, and he takes the power stealing knife and cuts her on the hand with it, and absorbs her Lord of the Flies ability. And then they get another knife out, and they release the pop star girl, and they start drowning Yukishiro. And that's a bummer. This was actually very sad. I was actually kind of depressed reading this part where, they command her to accept her defeat, or they're gonna drown Yukishiro to death. And now this is tough for her because she has to choose between like the spirit of her best friend and this person who was gonna die. But in the end of the day, she chooses to admit defeat, and she gets the Ombudsman ability stolen, and thus Mai is also gone, which was sad. But yeah, the fucking smoke guy starts to walk away, and he's like, "We've collected them, let's go." And the other 2 henchmen guys ask, "Red Baron, how should we deal with these 2?" He's like, "Do what you like, kill them even, who cares?" And he's like, "We are grateful and overjoyed." They let go of Yukishiro, and they start becoming freakazoids to the nth degree. The water guy transforms completely, almost naked, except for something in his waistline and crotch area. He's like, "Which one will you choose?" I prefer the one with glasses myself. And the pumpkin guy, the weird fucking whatever's around his waist guy, is like, I bet this one here has long intestines. So one of these, the water guy jams his thighs around this girl's head, and he's like, "The skull is a good one. It will surely burst like a tomato." The other guy tries to cut open Yukishiro's stomach, I guess to get her intestines, but then out of nowhere, we get a gigantic 2-page spread with the most detailed toilet I've ever seen drawn. It's massive, and it's just hovering in the I don't know what really to call this, but there's like there's a space in between like the floor and the center of the mall that is just a giant toilet is sitting there. And now all of a sudden
toilet?
a skibbity toilet.
Is that how that works?
I think this is the skibbity toilet. So the skibbity toilet appears, and it starts to make the bad guys really need to use the bathroom. all of a sudden they need to take a shit. And they rush to the restroom all at the same time. And then we get another wild 2-page spread where there's a tiny girl just standing in the bathroom. And they don't even ask questions. They're like, Jack Wisp, burn her. And then Jack Wisp uses his fire powers to burn this little girl alive. But it turns out she's still okay. And we get a full page splash page of what this thing actually looks like. And it's terrifying. It looks like a little monster girl. I think it's...
What the fuck?
Yeah, this is creepy as hell. And that is where the chapter ends. My God. Josh, what did you think about it? Dandadan chapter 224.
It was really sad. It was really sad that the girls lost like that and lost their powers. Shit got real.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I knew these girls wasn't about to die like that, but what a fucking save. the toilet came out of nowhere and it made them all have to go take a shit, and that's what saved them. That is hilarious, yo. What the hell? I don't even know what to say. This girl's creepy as hell. All of these characters look so fucking insane.
Right.
I hate this Red Baron dude, the smoke guy. Like someone needs to take him out for good, bro. I'm just glad these girls got saved. This is feeling like the fucking Sasuke retrieval arc or something right now, man. Like niggas is showing up, ready to assist and power up. Imagine this is Turbo Granny.
Yeah, no, it's not.
No way, right? She has a completely different ability. Can you burn shit? Probably. I don't want to know.
You can
for
burn
sure.
shit.
All right. I don't think about that.
Okay, so this is
Can
actually...
you burn porcelain?
This is actually like an urban legend. I'm looking it up because I've heard about it. So there's a ghost in Japanese folklore called the toilet-bound Hanako. It's a schoolyard tale about a ghost of a young girl haunting the third stall of the third floor school restroom. While variations exist, she's typically depicted with a bob cut and a red skirt, and a remnant of tragic deaths often linked to World War II air raids or parental abuse. And there's a manga series that I've heard of called Toilet Bound Hanako-kun, which is it reimagines it as a male child as opposed to a female child. So that's what this thing is, I think. I think it
sounds like some yokai shit.
Yeah, I think this is Toilet Bound Hanako.
Yeah, that sounds like yokai for sure.
Hanako-san.
Yeah.
Whoa, that is some creepy shit.
You know what's funny? That is the third stall in this bathroom. She's like right next to it.
The fact that they all had to go to the bathroom.
Bro, this is crazy.
They all get lured to the bathroom because they have to take a shit. Imagine you guys having to take a shit, right? And then you walk into the bathroom, but you also have to fight for your life at the same time.
You're fighting for your life on two fronts.
That has to be the scariest fucking feeling you could ever possibly have.
Well, I'm just a regular person with no powers. If I see this sight, I'm shitting my pants.
Prioritizing the shit first. I'm
just gonna shit my pants because this is the
you
scariest
kill me
thing.
while I'm taking the shit, then you know what? I think that says a lot more about you than like it says about my character.
Yeah, you have to ask yourself, is that what an honorable person would do?
Yeah, and haunted ghosts are not. This is how you want to continue your existence by doing. The respectful thing to do would be to allow me to do what I got to do, and then since you got me here, kill me after.
Yeah.
Don't do it while I'm shitting.
Be humane.
Give me that respect. Nah, they ain't have no respect for them other girls. Them high school girls they's about to murder. So I hope they get them greasy. I hope they get killed in their own shit.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna show that, but I would not be upset if it was heavily implied.
Yeah. Same. Wow.
That's all I gotta say.
The most Dandadan chapter ever.
Brian, what did you think about this chapter?
Honestly, I don't have much else to say. I feel like we kind of covered the most of it.
Hanoko-san.
But
Scary.
goddamn, that was so funny. Oh man. But yeah, I don't have much else to say.
Yeah, I was very sad at the start of this chapter. I thought that was like depressing, actually, way to start it. You know, with Mai disappearing and both of them having to give up their powers. Yeah, I'm glad that there seems to be a hope, for these girls. Maybe they even get their powers back. But fuck the Red Baron. He's about to get fucked up twice in the same arc. Mr. Smoke Man.
Yeah, I hope so.
He's about to get 2 beatings right now. He caught the second
Please.
one.
Please do him dirty.
Yeah. So, man, I mean, I was not expecting 2 extremely detailed Dandadan 2-page spreads in a row. This toilet drawing is honestly, this 2-page spread is like a work of art. I just
Let me go back to it.
Which is weird to say about a gigantic toilet in the middle of a mall that just materializes.
Look at the Baron's face. She's like,
what the hell?
Huh?
Just the amount of detail in this toilet is just honestly astonishing. And then
is that always there?
What the hell? Well, why do I have to shit? Bro, and then they get into the bathroom. We get another wild 2-page spread with crazy amounts of detail. Dandadan is actually going to be off until February 9th after this chapter.
Whoa.
Damn, that's a long time.
Yeah, and
I
don't know exactly why.
Dandadan does this every now and then, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, probably for research purposes.
Maybe it's possibly research purposes. Whatever research you need for this kind of series. Where this shit happens.
They let the anime catch up.
I'm sorry, guys. I need to take a hiatus. This drawing this toilet really took it out of me. It was so fucking detailed. Yeah, but bro, yeah, this is just like why Dandadan is just a fun read all around. It's just perfect eye candy, even though it's completely fucking weird. And also, I'm excited to see.
Go through the third floor for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what comes of Toilet Bound Hanako here, and why they helped, or is this just like a thing that happens at this mall where if you stay long enough after hours, this fucking toilet demon is just gonna make you want to shit your pants. But yeah, those are all my thoughts really on Dandadan. Do we have any final rebuttals before we call it?
No, I can't confirm. I think they're on the 4th floor, technically. Unless they got moved down a floor.
You're right.
Or they ran downstairs for the bathroom. Anyway.
All right. Well, that was Dandadan. And that has been our show. Thank you guys so much for listening. As per usual, you can find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. Josh is at JDCole_37 on Instagram, at New Jump City Josh on X. Brian is at B.ESP on both X and Instagram. You can follow us at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram as well. I'm going to be interchangeable with that. We're also on TikTok. Why not follow us there as well? Subscribe to the podcast if you like it. We're pretty much everywhere you listen to podcasts. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on YouTube. Subscribe to us there. We've been slowly growing on YouTube, which is very appreciated. I hope you guys keep it coming and keep the likes and the comments and the subscriptions coming, because it is very enlightening. Email us your questions at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com. and we'll answer it eventually. We'll do a pre-show. We didn't do one this week again because I'm tired, but maybe next week. We'll have more time. A bunch of series are off next week, to be honest. So we won't have One Piece or Dandadan. So we'll make some time for a pre-show chat show. But anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. We will see you guys next week. Stay safe, New Jump citizens.
Peace out. Thanks for listening.